Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Chris, and here at Zaboys, we're trying, I guess, every YouTube genre possible because we're gonna do a tier list now. And this is gonna be a fun tier list because we love music here at Zaboys. I'm a musician. Will is a musician. Thorny loves musicians and takes pictures of musicians. We all love bands and stuff like that. So we're gonna have a little fun tier list today, ranking the best artists that have gone solo. And so what I mean by that is these artists started out in a project that probably released at least two studio albums and then went on to try a solo career that did at least two solo albums. I think most of these people have that criteria. We went on a little bit of a naming spree in the Boys group chat and came up with some weird names that could have been on this list. Actually, some of them did appear on this list, but I got most of this list from here we go right here. I got most of this list from Definitive.com's list of the greatest solo artists. So that's where I got a lot of these names. And again, like I said, we at the Boys we decided that it was gonna be a good time if we came up with a few names of our own. So some of those appeared on here. But right now we're gonna tier them because tier lists are great and I enjoy watching tier lists. But this is gonna be a little bit different. I have a few different categories than normal tier lists, like everybody does. I'm not original in that, but this first part of the tier list, see, it's going to be a two-parter. This first part of the tier list, I'm just going to rank these based off of my initial 20-second personal opinion. I'm going to give you a little 20-second little readout of kind of what I think about the guy or the lady or whatever, and then put them in one of the categories. And without really much research, I think I know a lot about a lot of these guys, at least enough to put them where I think they should go. And then part two, I'm gonna do a lot more research and really get down and dirty with the facts and the stats of these guys, and then I'm gonna put them where they should be based off of those. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. But I also want to just read off the names if you guys don't mind. You guys want to indulge me in that? I'll read off these names to you. We got Everlast, who was in House of Pain, Eric Clapton from the Yardbirds, Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5, James Brown from the Famous Flames, Marvin Gaye from the new Moonglows, the Beatles. I just went ahead and put the Beatles in one section because they all had solo artist careers that are now in the Hall of Fame, so separating them just didn't make any sense to me. Dr. Dre from NWA and the World Class Wrecking Crew, Justin Timberlake from NSYNC, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, Ozzy Osbourne from Black Sabbath, Dio from Rainbow and then also Black Sabbath, Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin, Tom York from Radiohead, Beyonce from Destiny's Child, Sting from The Police, John Frusciante, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Wyclef Jean, the Fugees, Lauryn Hill, the Fugees, Phil Collins, Genesis, Peter Gabriel, Genesis. I did a little, a couple of them kind of repeated because, they were very influential from the same groups. Billy Idol from Generation X, Fergie, the Black Eyed Peas, Morrissey from the Smiths, and finally, the guy we're going to start with, John Fogerty. And so what I'm going to do, got about 20 seconds. Let's go ahead. Oh, and I almost forgot the categories. Gods Amongst Flies. It's going to be your top ones. We all know, I think, just by looking at this list, who's going to go there. Good but not great. Yeah, there can be some arguments there. They were in a band because there's some of these people who you just know as a solo artist. You don't even think about them being in a band at all. Should have stayed in the band. Those are people that, maybe shouldn't have tried to venture out solo because it didn't really work out too well. And these guys went solo. These are the ones that you didn't even know had a solo career because what? Why did you do this? That's not what we wanted from you at all. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I can't wait. Let's go ahead and get started with Everlast from House of Pain. And one of the first songs I really, really liked as a kid was What It's Like. I thought that was a great song, and I thought House of Pain was fun with Jump Around. Now, him as a solo artist just had the one hit, basically, so I can't put him anywhere, but probably good, but not great. Now let's go, should have stayed in the band. Should have stayed in the band. I wish House of Pain actually did more. So, yeah, there we go. Okay. So we'll go Eric Clapton. Oh, God, Eric Clapton. He was great in the Yardbirds, but his success afterwards, just as in general as a solo artist, just puts him in God Amongst Flies just too easy. to put Eric Clapton there, even though I think he's kind of a jerk. So, ugh. Yeah, God Amongst Flies. Next, Michael Jackson. I don't even need a timer for this. Michael Jackson, God Amongst Flies. Incredible career, incredible musician. Not an incredible person, probably, maybe, allegedly. You know, he didn't get found guilty in court. So, hey, there's people right now who are guilty in court that are doing much more than Michael Jackson. So, you know. James Brown. James Brown. So, initial thoughts on James Brown, just like the first few people, not really great human being. I do like James Brown, very innovative. Should he stay in the band? No, not at all. Should be a God Amongst Flies, most likely. But I'm going good. Yeah, let's go God Amongst Flies. He's James Brown. I almost fooled you right there. Next, Marvin Gaye. And Marvin Gaye doesn't even need me to talk about him at all. You guys know God Amongst freaking Flies. Actually, so this is where the categories get weird, and I am gonna put him in They Were in a Band, because I didn't know Marvin Gaye was in a band. I didn't know at all. Let's just be really honest. I didn't know Marvin Gaye was in a band. I bet you didn't either. So he belongs there. That doesn't mean he's not as good as anybody else. It just means that his solo career was like so prolific that it totally took away the fact that he was ever in a group. The Beatles, Gods Amongst Flies. All of them are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as solo artists. So to put them anywhere else but Gods Amongst Flies just doesn't necessarily make a whole bunch of sense. Doesn't make sense at all. All right, here we go. Dr. Dre. Gotta use a timer for this one. Dr. Dre, I love Dr. Dre, but is a solo career better than his legacy as an NWA? I think it does. I think it does eclipse it. But I don't think he had a brilliant solo career. I think he had a lot of help, so good, but not great for Dr. Dre. Justin Timberlake. I use this picture of Justin Timberlake because I'm an asshole. I am kind of a dick. I would say he's also good, but not great, because Justin Timberlake's last half of his career, if not like last three-quarters of his career, big time stinker. So first part, great. Last part, no. Out of here. Good, but not great for Justin. Here we go. This is why this last category was built, because we thought about D. Snyder. And so I don't know much about D. Snyder, except that I think he's kind of a loudmouth, but I don't know what side of the loudmouth he falls on. He should be a groundbreaking frontman, but I just think of him as a loudmouth, and I also don't ever think of him as a solo artist. So haha, these guys went solo. All right, moving right along. Oh yeah, crazy train. All right, after D. Snyder, we're all hopping aboard that crazy train because it's Ozzy Osbourne. Don't even need a timer for this one. God Amongst Flies. The man might be the best metal frontman of all time. Let's just be honest, because he fronted Sabbath, and his solo career was absolutely incredible. So Ozzy automatically, the Prince of Darkness, is a God Amongst Flies. His replacement, though, Dio. Dio is interesting. I will need a timer. I don't know crap about Dio. I didn't listen to Rainbow. I was not a Rainbow fan. I didn't like that portion of Sabbath. But metal fans really love this guy, and he created a lot of the imagery when it comes to what we think about heavy metal. A lot of it's, credited to him. So, my opinion, good but not great. Sorry, Dio. This is where my bias could come into play, so I'm going to put the timer on to make sure I don't go overboard on Robert freaking Plant, the quintessential 70s frontman, and one of the best experiences probably you could ever have as watching someone do their thing on a stage. His solo career sucked. It sucked. Should have stayed in the band. I don't like it. No. And just to let you know, it's not all of Robert Plant's solo career, because, his stuff with Alison Krauss and stuff like that's really good. I'm purely talking about Robert Plant by himself, because I know Zeppelin fans are going to probably crucify me. I love Zeppelin. Next, this is, again, I only get 20 seconds to talk about how much I hate hate Radiohead. Radiohead has created the worst fans in music, and they make you feel so bad for not liking Radiohead. And Tom York is a big part of that, and they make you feel really bad for not liking Tom York. So I'm gonna say should have stayed in the band, but I hate his band anyway. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. Haterade from Chris. This is one of the people that I actually created the tier list because of. It is Beyonce. It is the queen bee herself. She's a god amongst flies. She was in Destiny's Child, but no one cares. No one cares about Destiny's Child as much as they should. They care about Beyonce. Now, it's not a situation where it's like they're in a band. No, people remember Destiny's Child, but they are like a footnote compared to what Beyonce actually is on her own. So I think I probably went over 20 seconds, but Queen Bee deserves it. Dang, the police. Let's see. So 20 seconds. I get on Sting. I like the police. I think they're pretty dang good. As a whole. Sting by himself, kind of drony, kind of whiny, not really my thing. But still, he was super successful, so it got to go in good but not great, but he's close to should have stayed in the band. John Frusciante. John Frusciante is the quintessential should have stayed in the band. I think people realize he went solo, but that was not what anybody wanted. No one wanted to hear John Frusciante by himself. They liked the Chili Peppers barely because he's in it. So, yeah, no. Should have stayed in the band. I get to have some fun with this one. Wyclef Jean from the Fugees should have stayed in the band. And in fact, he really, really, really should have stayed in this band because maybe he doesn't go to Haiti and like steal a bunch of money from his own people. Go look a bunch of that up if I'm not getting the facts right. But go look up Wyclef Jean and Haitian money. Haitian yeah, just go look it up. Should have stayed in the band. Sorry, I'm making sure I look okay. Lauryn Hill. She only had one album. How can I put good but not great? But that album was so good. Oh my gosh. I got 10 more seconds to think about Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, should she have stayed in the band? Should the Fugees have never broken up? Should have never broken up. They shouldn't have. The Fugees have never broken up. Sorry. The only categories where we only have one in are they were in a band and these guys went solo. So, you never know what could happen with these last 7 competitors, I believe. Competitors like they really care about this. Hopefully you care out there in YouTube land and you will like and subscribe for more tier lists because part 2 is going to come up where I do my research and whatnot and we'll have some more tier list fun and more fun things because we're fun people at Zaboys. Zoltan. Let's see. So yeah, and I'm liking what's going on here. I hope you're liking what's going on here. Did I get the finger guns? I need to stop that. Bang bang. I'm not Cactus Jack. Okay, so Bill, Mother, Bleepin, Collins. I don't like Genesis. I try to like Genesis because I'm a music person and I'm supposed to like Genesis. I don't really also like Phil Collins, but he was prolific. So I'm gonna go good but not great with Phil Collins. Sorry, Peter, but yeah, good but not great. So yeah, that's it. Sorry, Phil, and Genesis fans out there. I feel like this is just my default pose now whenever I'm thinking. Uh Peter Gabriel. I do I need my timer? No, I don't need my timer. Yes, I do. Do people even know who Peter Gabriel is that's going to watch this video? Probably because we're old. But if you're my age, if you're 36, do you really know he was in Genesis? Or do you know he was in Genesis because of the Genesis behind the music you watched as a kid? I think that's the only reason you'll know that. And the old farts will know. But truly, no one knows Peter Gabriel was in a band. No one does. I'm sorry. It's hey, they were in a band. I think, and look at that haircut. My God, my God, can I'm gonna focus in on the haircut right here. Just woo. That's a man who needs to be by himself. So let's just be real with that. Let's see. All right. Ho ho ho. We're getting down to the nitty gritty now. Here we go. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, one of the greatest rappers alive, yes. One of the most prolific rappers alive, yes. Do people realize he was in Hot Boys? I think hip hop heads do, and that's really the people that matter. And the people who don't realize you're in Hot Boys, I think they get introduced to it pretty well. I'm gonna go good but not great with Lil Wayne. I think he did surpass. Oh, 20 seconds left. Sorry, I faked myself getting electrocuted so that you thought that was the punishment for going over, but you probably didn't. I tried a different pose for a second and didn't work, so I'm just gonna go into the next one. Billy Idol. Now this category is starting to kind of build some steam right here. They were in a band. I didn't realize Billy Idol was in a band for a long period of time. Oh, I need to start my timer so I don't just on about Billy Idol. Uh, I didn't know he was in a band. Apparently, like that band was also like some very well known. Just they were just vibe punks basically. They weren't even like a great band. They were vibe punks, kind of like not great musicians but looked apart. And so yeah, Billy Idol, they were in a band. Yeah, that's probably what most people think. Oh my god, I'm not gonna fake getting electrocuted anymore. I promise. I promise, guys. No scariness on YouTube anymore. I know what you're thinking, YouTube. I know what you're thinking. And no, I'm not going to make the joke that yeah, we black people we totally we made it out when we decided to go solo. I'm not going to make that joke. This is an accident. This is an accident. This particular site won't let me take the picture off. So you get that there, and if this makes you think, well, okay, but Fergie, Fergalicious, Fergal. I can't tell what's Fergie and Black Eyed Peas and what's Fergie not in Black Eyed Peas. Um, so I think it's more of a should have stayed in the band than haha these guys went solo. I think basically it should have stayed in the band. I don't want to make fun of Fergie too much. She peed on herself for our enjoyment as fans, and that takes a lot of guts to just do that and just let it go. You know what I mean? So that's actually more admirable than it is sad. I know I'm going on about Fergie longer than maybe almost any of the other artists, but I think a lot of people make fun of her for the stuff that she tried to do, and she tried to be a different type of thing. She didn't just conform to exactly the way that pop stars were being presented, and it didn't work. But hey, good on you for trying there, Fergalicious. Sorry, this is my editing reset thing, and I did it going too long, so now I'm kind of stuck. Morrissey. Morrissey, I need 20 seconds. Actually, give me hold on, I'm flipping my timer completely off. Do I curse? Hmm. Do I curse about Morrissey? Hmm. No. No, I'm going to let this picture just do the talking. Uh I'm putting him in haha. These guys went solo because I hate Morrissey. I hate him. I don't think he's a good person. He's not good for the fans that actually really enjoyed his music, especially with the Smiths. And he continues to be a bad human. And when you continue to be a bad human, you don't get to go on the top level. Even though I have Michael Jackson and James Brown and Eric Clapton on the top level, so maybe I should lower my standards and higher my I don't know. I don't know, YouTube. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong in this? Because I feel like maybe I'm a hypocrite, but hypocrites are everywhere. We're everywhere. John Fogerty. I actually like John Fogerty's music, and I like CCR's music. The biggest category around here so far should have stayed in the band, and yeah, I believe Fogerty he sued himself, so he's kind of a jerk. So he should have stayed in the band. He should have stayed in the band. CCR was great. And YouTube, that's it for round one of this fantastic tier list. What makes more sense? This is my Michael Jackson voice. Oh, praise the world for Michael Jackson. I'm not editing any of that out. That was much harder than I thought it was going to be. What's going to be even harder is when I do the research portion of this, because I actually am going to look up stats, look up, album sales, try to find concert stuff, all these things, and really put these guys where they belong. Because who knows? Maybe Morrissey's a gods amongst fly. I really hope not, but we will see. Thank you for hanging out with Chris, that's me, here on Zaboys tier list making debut thingy. So if you like this and you like our brand of humor, like, subscribe and watch. Comment. Actually, that's actually what I really need you to do. I need you to comment and tell me how wrong this is that's up here. Tell me I'm doing a bad job, because I can tell you why you're wrong about that. We can go back and forth, and communication creates community. Bye.